2020 Tabletop Game Expo was cancelled, and I am bored. I'm also very lucky. Me and all my family are feeling okay. I'm starting to think of what more events can I plan, what can I do, and I'm thinking back to my roots, which is in the flea market, spelloppis. So what can, do I want to continue with that? What else would I want to do? And I've been also thinking about a Christmas market, because around Christmas, that's when we want to buy more things, right? We want to get gifts for people and for ourselves. And I would really like to go to a Christmas market that's geek themed. That would be amazing. So I've been playing around with these ideas, and I was thinking kind of like the flea market, but Christmas market. I was also thinking not just games and board games, but a wider audience, because even though I really like board games, as you might see, I like lots of things, and especially around Christmas, it's not just about board games. They could be, anything, Legos from themed things, anything from, books and movies and merchandise, like all kinds of things are fun. And those are things we want to be around because it makes us happy, and we want to buy them for our friends and for ourselves and for our family. So that's kind of the idea I was developing. Broader, not just games, Christmas market around Christmas. And then I was thinking, I was inspired by Artist Alley, which is something you find at conventions. I've seen around in different conventions around Sweden. An Artist Alley is generally a place where creators, authors, designers, whatever type of creators, can get a table and sell their merchandise, sell their products, not having to buy a whole booth as you would do if you're an established company. So it really helps people who are doing this as a hobby, or if they're just starting out and it's not as established, don't have that much money yet. It allows people to just get one table in a row of tables to sell their things that they've created. And that's what I like. I really like that idea, helping people who do this, who have a passion for it, seeing what they do and create and being able to buy that, as well as helping them sell it. I want it to be one day, and not, I want it to be less effort for me, but also for sellers and everything around. People are busy around Christmas. I want it to be early Christmas so we don't compete with too many Christmassy things. And as these ideas are clearing up, it's becoming more and more amazing. And I think I know this because it aligns with me. I am the customer, and I know a lot of people who are like me that are potential customers. We like this type of stuff, and it makes us happy to be around it. And of course, anything that makes you happy, that's going to be positive, and hopefully we'll be able to get people in. All these thoughts did not clear up. I didn't do this on my own. I was talking to people. I talked to my friends. I talked to my family. I went outside my network. I asked my friend Daniel, do you know someone who's into the Japanese subculture and cosplay? Because that's not something where I have expertise. And he said, you should talk to Camilla. And so I got in contact with this woman called Camilla. And she's not only a gamer, but also organizes the Japanloppis, so the Japanese flea market every year. And that was like so amazing, so interesting. So we started talking, and then we became partners in this and started organizing this event. My friend Shin, who is an illustrator, just Shin, she helped me find the perfect name for the event, which in Swedish is Nördarnas Julmarknad. Where Julmarknad, that's Christmas market, is kind of like the word loppis. It sort of strikes the heart of people. It makes you kind of cozy name, makes you happy. So that's great having that in there. Directly translated, it's kind of like Christmas market of the geeks, kind of. In Swedish, it works really well, really happy with that. Later on, my mom, who's always supported me, and she's also an editor, helped me find a great name in English, which is the Ultimate Geek Bazaar. Right? Good, right? I really like it. I hope you do too. As I'm developing these ideas, I'm looking for a venue. And I talked to Solnahallen, which I work with at Tabletop Game Expo. And Solnahallen is really great. I love working with them. They have 2 big halls, which I rent the whole thing for 2 days for Tabletop Game Expo. But for this event, I wanted just 1 hall. The first time, make it smaller. I wanted, of course, as low a price I could get, only 1 day. And we were able to find a way to make that work. And so now that I have the venue, I'm able to calculate the price, which I need because the next step is getting sellers. And this takes a bit of work because you don't want to charge the sellers out of their ears. Like, you want them to be able to make some money. You want to keep the price as low as possible. And so we were in a place where we actually had to take an entrance fee, which really does not make sense to me. Why would you, as a customer, why would you pay to enter a market? That does not align with my values. So then I had to find some sort of added value to this market for people that makes sense. Like that, okay, I'm willing to pay to enter if I could do this thing, even if there's no market. And so I had to think about that and sort of develop, and we're like, okay, well, we can have some songs, like a concert type thing, but it didn't quite align with this market because there's not like there's going to be a lot of space to have people standing around. And even if we make a stage, how's that going to work? I'm not quite sure. We'll probably do something anyway with music. But what we found as a solution was, as I was talking with some friends about Christmas, we were talking about gingerbread houses. And gingerbread houses is a staple in the Swedish household. Lots of us, most of us do gingerbread houses, and we have them at home, and it's a thing. And so what we came up with was doing a gingerbread house exhibition. And that's worth it. And because I'm not talking a lot of entrance fee, I'm thinking of what we decided on was 50 crowns, which is €5, about $6. And paying 50 crowns to see a gingerbread house exhibition, geek themed, like an At Walker from Star Wars, or the Diagon Alley from Harry Potter, or I don't know, anything from the Ghibli world. That would be really cool, and that would be worth it. So suddenly I have a solution where I can do this exhibition as a big part of the market and have that be worth it. It also helps that in Sweden, if you have a culture event, for example, an exhibition, there's a completely different and way lower tax level than if you do other events. So that really helps as well. So we started looking for sellers, and we had required sellers to sign up, not just what they're selling and contact and details and stuff like that, but also we asked for websites and pictures and things we could use to market that they were coming and what they were selling. And that was so useful because we could use it then, because I could tell people, I could write what's going to be there, but seeing is believing, and it's so much more powerful. So those pictures came well in handy as this grew. And it did grow. Like, we got more and more sellers, and more people saw the Facebook event. By the end, the Facebook event by the time we had to cancel, which we did, about a month in advance, the event had reached over 60,000 people on Facebook. We had 2,000 people who had said interested or coming, which might sound low, but bear in mind it's 2020 and it's still a month before the event. This was if it would have happened, it would be really big. So I was so happy with that reach. Great with all of this material that I'd gotten from the creators that were coming. And how many creators, you might think? Over 100. By the end of it, we had over 100 sellers, which was my goal. That's so cool that we got so many sellers to come in and sell all these amazing things. We made plans to try and make it work, even though it was 2020, and we had a way to run the event, even though if there would have been a limit of 500 people, we were like, okay, well, we'll have less sellers, we'll have people come in shifts, and have making sure they get the hand things, and we could require masks. We're finding ways to make it work even with a limit. However, since summer, it just gotten worse in Sweden. And so by the end, we had to cancel. That was sad. we were prepared, so it wasn't devastating, and we knew that this might happen. Everyone knew. And so that's how that ended 2020. We are looking forward to 2021. Fingers crossed, and that we will be able to do this. So if you like this, subscribe, drop a comment, like, and follow me on my journey in Uniting Geeks. Bye.